Okay, so in previous video you will come to know that as we are dealing with the metagenomics, that means you are going to isolate the genome directly from the sample, and sequencing of that genome can be done. And based on the sequencing, metagenomics can be of two types: functional metagenomics or metagenomic sequencing. In functional metagenomics, you will get the idea what exactly the reason why that that in particular environment that process is going to occur. What are the different microorganisms which are involved, which are some unique microorganism. Then you will get the idea regarding what is the interaction between those microorganisms, which actual gene which is responsible for that particular function or for that environmental cycle, that is called as a functional genomics. In that you are going to isolate the genome, insert that into the vector. After inserting that vector into particular host, and identification is done. This is called as a functionaling metagenomics. While in metagenomic sequencing, that is a second kind, you will just get the idea that in particular 1 gram of soil, how many different microorganisms are present. We will see this functional metagenomics and metagenomic sequencing in our next session, but at least you get the idea that in metagenomics we are going to have the microorganisms which are we are going to have understanding regarding microorganisms which are not culturable, but still they are present in that particular environment. Still those microorganisms have certain function, and still those microorganisms can be very key in certain industrial or certain pharmaceutical processes. Okay, so let's see. By learning this unculturable microorganism directly from the sample, what are the benefits and how understanding this process will help us in different field, or this is what called as the application of this metagenomics. So if we see, this metagenomics has application in overall everything which can have aspects in your life. Like this metagenomics has application in earth science. How that we will see. They have the application in bioenergy field. They have the application in life sciences, defense, forensic, biomedical sciences. They have the application in agriculture, which is the most important parameters of our life. They have the application in bioremediation, that is called as the environmental pollution control, which is also very effectively managed by learning this metagenomics process, and even it has the application in biotechnology. So this is how this metagenomics is in contact with many fields, and knowledge of the metagenomics can improve these sciences, right? So we are going to discuss one after one, but before this you should know what is metagenomics. That is, we are going to isolate the genome directly from the environment, and we are going to learn the function of that unique gene, or we are going to learn the structure of that unique gene. That is called as a metagenomics. And why metagenomics is required? Because there are lots of about 90 to 99% unculturable microorganisms which are present in that soil sample that need to be studied, because those microorganisms having lot of functions. Okay, that is about the previous session. Let's see the importance of that metagenomics in every field, how they are how the knowledge of metagenomics will improve, right? First, earth science. So in earth science, basically scientists are dealing with the ecosystems, that is nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, sulfur cycle, and how this system are coordinately working, so that we get the idea of those environmental balance, right? Still now we know that in nitrogen cycle microorganisms are involved, and we are having list of 8 to 9 microorganisms. Even in sulfur cycle also there are certain microorganisms. But if we apply this technique, that is metagenomics, that is genome based microbial ecosystem model, instead of only that 10, 20 or 100 microorganisms, we will get the idea of lakhs of microorganisms which are having the function in that particular environment. Say example, if you go for the that coal mining, which is very extreme environment, we get the idea about certain microorganism. But if we study those environment with the metagenomics, we will come to know that there are lots of microorganisms which is present there, and by identifying their unique gene which is involved in this nitrogen cycle or sulfur cycle or phosphorus cycle or oxygen cycle, whatever cycles, those unique gene, those unique protein can be identified, and the knowledge of those things will give us a true output idea of the earth science, how these cycles are working in coordination and how effectively we will manage these cycles. Okay, so this is the first area where this metagenomics can be helpful. Okay, now second, the role of metagenomics in life science. Life science is dealing with microbiology, microbial biology, ecology, evolution, right? If we only know these things about the culturable microorganism, if we go for the unculturable microorganism, we can predict the possible capabilities of those microorganisms when those microorganisms in the community, right? If we know the function of single microorganism through metagenomics and through learning those genes, we can identify how those microorganisms coordinated with each other, how those microorganisms are expressing their protein at what time, in what conditions, and those things will helpful in development of the overall life science of the microorganism. We can coin certain theories how they can coordinately work, because still now, as we are not knowing the exact amount of microorganism in the particular community, we are lacking the coordinational behavior of that microorganism that can be achieved by learning this metagenomics, and that can help us in that life science formation. Next is biomedical science. Okay, now this is very unique thing, and work is going on at a large scale regarding this biomedical science. Metagenomic work in this biomedical science is done, right? This is done by learning human microbiomes. See, what we know till now is that in our gut E. coli is there, that is the single microorganism. But if you take the sample of your gut or your fecal sample or anything, you will find there are list of different unique genes which are present there. That means what? If those unique genes are present, that means those microorganisms are there, but they are not culturable. Only Enterobacteriaceae family are culturable from the gut, right? So those there are certain role of that microorganism in health of human, that is normal flora of human, right? So through metagenomics, you can identify, apart from those culturable microorganisms which are normal flora of our body, there are so many non-culturable microorganisms, and through knowledge of those non-culturable microorganisms, we can be able to cure many diseases, right? That can be a novel technique of diagnosis and novel technique of treatment. People are working on that. I have discussed that before also. Like your behavior, your disease are due to the composition of your gut microflora, right? If you find on ResearchGate, there are research paper that indicate that based on the microorganism, unculturable microorganism which is present in the vagina, we can predict that whether that lady is going to have a normal delivery or cesarean delivery, right? So that is the role of this metagenomics. Those unculturable microorganisms can only be identified through the metagenomic process, and through that we can save many women who died during the pregnancy. Okay, that is one of the study. I am not saying all this thing hypothetically. You can find the research paper which is the metagenomic study in this biomedical sciences. Okay, so we can change overall the perspective of treating disease and diagnosis the disease by using this metagenomics in the biomedical science. Okay, this is about the three application: earth science, life science, biomedical science. Another one is the bioenergy. See, now we know that petroleum and petrol products are used at a large scale that create many pollution thing. So we should focus on the alternative source of energy, and if that alternative source come from the biological thing, that is called as a bioenergy, right? And microorganisms are one of the tool of this bioenergy. So we know few organisms which are being used in this biodiesel formation or like bioelectricity formation and all that. If we learn those environment and ecological condition properly through this metagenomics, we will able to isolate and identify so many genes, and from that gene so many proteins which are responsible for that bioenergy alternative energy source production, right? जैसे कि कहते हैं कि लाइपेज करके एंजाइम है, लाइपेज इज यूज्ड इन दिस बायोडीजल फॉर्मेशन एट सर्टेन स्टेज, right? We identify only lipase from those culturable microorganisms only. If we identify from unculturable microorganism and those lipases are very effective, then it can help in this biodiesel formation and all that, right? So now the complete genome analysis of those non-culturable microorganism in that particular sample can give us variety of microorganism which can be used in bioenergy production, which is an alternative source of energy. Okay, next is about what is the role of metagenomics in bioremediation. से एग्जाम्पल ये हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया है कि environmental pollution in a particular environment leads to many complications. It can harm the agriculture, it can harm the normal human health, everything, right? And we are knowing what do you mean by bioremediation. Bioremediation is degradation of those those toxic chemicals through the biological entity, right? That is called as a bioremediation. But the thing is, we know few organisms, Pseudomonas species and all that can degrade those toxic chemicals. But if we monitor those environment properly, if we monitor it, we see कहीं पे अगर कोई इंडस्ट्रियल पॉल्यूशन निकल रहा है सॉइल में, तो वो सॉइल को आप थ्रू कन्वेंशनल मेथड एनालाइज करने जाओगे तो आपको 5 या 6 माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म मिलेगा, लेकिन आपको उसमें ओवरऑल पिक्चर नहीं मिलेगा कि वो कैसे डिग्रेड हो रहा है. बट उसका अगर आप नॉन कल्चरेबल एनालिसिस करोगे तो आपको हजारों बैक्टीरिया मिलेंगे, एंड वो पूरा इकोसिस्टम का आपको आइडिया आएगा कि कैसे वो सॉइल के अंदर वो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म टीम में काम करके उस पर्टिकुलर केमिकल को डिग्रेड कर रहा है. सो अभी तक जो हमको पता था कि भाई माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म लो, उसको इंसर्ट करो वहां पे एंड डिग्रेड हो जाएगा, इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. इफ यू नो द मेटाजीनोमिक्स, you will have the idea that there are list of so many microorganisms which are there, but as we don't identify it, we predict that there is a role of 3, 4, 5 organisms, but it is not like that. There are role of many microorganisms which are not culturable, and that knowledge can be achieved through the metagenomics, and by learning those things about that unculturable microorganism, we can improve the bioremediation process. Okay, and many scientists are doing this work, that if they are very good in bioremediation, they apply the knowledge of metagenomics in those bioremediation process, and effectively remediation of those toxic chemicals can be achieved. Okay, next is how the how metagenomics is going to helpful in biotechnology. So it is very biotechnology is the remarkable science. It deals with the industrial as well as food as well as health product to generate industrial important product. So again, if certain microorganisms which are not yet identified based on cultural condition, that can be identified through the metagenomics, and those genes of that microorganism, unculturable microorganism, can be inserted in certain vector through this, and those vector and those product of that gene can be very useful in biotechnology to create a good product, good industrial important product that can be helpful to the society. So biotechnology deals with the gene and manipulation of the gene. So those gene can be identified through the knowledge of metagenomics, and that can improve the work of biotechnology. Okay. Now next field is biodefense and microbial forensic science. Now bioterror, we know very much about bioterror after this corona effect. There are certain predictions also about bioterrorism, that in bioterrorism what actually we do, we use certain bacteria or we use certain viruses to spread the infection, right? That is called as a bioterror agent. So if we know the metagenomics, right, if we know the complete structure of those bioterrorism agent, we can effectively create the vaccine and therapeutic agents against those bioterroric agent. ये सब हम कब कर सकते हैं? जब हमारे पास मेटाजीनोमिक्स का कंप्लीट नॉलेज हो अबाउट होल द जीन, अबाउट हाउ टू ब्लॉक इट एंड एवरीथिंग, राइट? वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई एंड कैरेक्टराइज माइक्रोब that play a role in that war, that is bioterrorism, and effectively we can protect ourselves, right? सेकेंड थिंग, एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड के अंदर भी वो बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है मेटाजीनोमिक्स का नॉलेज. कैसे इम्पोर्टेंट है? सो यूजुअली एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड में ऐसा देखा जाता है कि माइक्रोब्स और प्लांट के बीच में इंटरेक्शन होता है. वो इंटरेक्शन से ही कल्टीवेशन जो है वो बहुत प्रॉपर होता है, राइट? सो इंटरेक्शन जो हो रहा है एग्रीकल्चर में, राइट, प्लांट और माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म के बीच में, वो इंटरेक्शन किसी मोलिक्यूल के थ्रू होगा. दैट मोलिक्यूल विल बी प्रोटीन, एंड प्रोटीन इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द डीएनए. So if we identify the unculturable bacteria surrounding that plant, and we will if we find out the interacting gene which is responsible for the growth of that plant properly, doing that we can improve the plant quality, we will improve the yield quality by just knowing the interacting microorganism. That microorganism can be culturable, or that microorganism can be unculturable. Usually what we are PGPR, that is plant growth promoting factor, we are finding, right, in those microorganisms are cultivating microorganism. But it is not only cultivating microorganism that are helping in agriculture or helping the improvement of plant quality. There are certain unculturable microorganisms also that can be identified, and their role can be defined, and we can improve the agriculture quality. Second thing कि हमें पता है कि काफ़ी क्रॉप को इंसेक्ट का डिजीज़ वगैरह होता है, जिससे फूड की क्वालिटी भी कम हो जाती है, क्रॉप की क्वालिटी, एंड उनका रिलीज भी कम हो लाइक यील्ड भी कम हो जाती है. सो अगर ऐसी कोई थ्रेट है कि कोई जीन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है फॉर दैट इंसेक्ट ब्लॉकेज और एनीथिंग, वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई इट, वी कैन इंसर्ट दोज जीन. और वो तो कब कर सकते हैं हम लोग? जब हम मेटाजीनोमिक की मदद से पूरे सारे जीन जो है वो आइडेंटिफाई करने की कोशिश करें तो ही. तो दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ दिस मेटाजीनोमिक साइंस इन दिस ओवरऑल प्रोसेस, राइट? तो ये सेशन में आपको समझ में आया है कि मेटाजीनोमिक्स बहुत, नॉलेज ऑफ मेटाजीनोमिक्स इज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है टू इम्प्रूव दिस फील्ड्स, राइट? इन नेक्स्ट सेशन वी विल सी हाउ दिस मेटाजीनोमिक्स इज वर्किंग. मैंने आपको वैसे उसको ब्रीफ में यहाँ पे समझाया था कि जीन को आइसोलेट करो, आइदर गो फॉर द फंक्शनल मेटाजीनोमिक्स या फिर गो फॉर द मेटाजीनोमिक सीक्वेंसिंग, राइट? That in detail we will see in the third session. This first session is regarding introduction of metagenomics. Second video is regarding the application of metagenomics, how they are helpful in way forwarding our life, and next will be the process of metagenomics. Okay, if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Okay, thank you.